Alright, I'm actually putting this at the very front of the video and whatnot. So I already got Freyja partially set up for putting together. I got basically the parts that go to build the feet already aligned and actually printed out. Now my initial intention was tomorrow, or technically today, it's currently 3 a.m. my time, was to basically start building her after I wake up. But I had a feeling I might be pulling this off. And that's because the today's event that's in Macross just went live. And it turns out there is in fact a 3D model that was actually implemented into the game that's going to make me basically put Freyja on hold. I know this is a very simple model right here, but this is something I've personally been wanting to build for basically 2 years now. And if you watch Macross Delta, you know exactly what this is and the significance and whatnot. And due to that, and due to him actually adding this in here, I left a comment on the Reddit page that does that to the guy that pulls the models from the game, and I asked him if he could pull this 3D model out. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to, so I'm going to be at the very least building this. This is going to take this is probably going to take at least a week or so to put together. I have a general idea of how big it actually needs to be. It needs to be about as big as my as the Valkyrie and the Draken 3 I built. So about like a 3-foot wingspan basically. This one will not float. If it has any LEDs, it will probably be in the back end where the engines are, though I don't really think I want to do that considering what this is, though I will be having at the very least a Bluetooth speaker inside there. It'll only be playing one song and one song only. Also though, there is one other thing that I'll end up building if somehow we can't get this model out of here. I'm pretty sure that'll be possible, but there is also something else I do want to build. Also, I don't know how well you can see this, but they also rendered out the band Mesa War, and also she's wearing, I actually don't know how to properly pronounce her name, unfortunately. But like I said, they actually rendered out that bracelet. So I also have that to build too. So you can kind of understand why I'm putting Freyja on hold. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be putting her on hold for at least a couple weeks for me to build these two things into reality and whatnot. Again, I don't know for certain if I can get the little other thing. I don't know what it's actually called, but I do know I can most likely get the bracelet. Again, I have to rely on the person that does the basically the pulling of the 3D models and whatnot. But I thought I'll just give a small explanation before you actually watch this video in full. So with that said, basically it's just me just running through what I had to do prior to getting Freyja set up to build and whatnot. But turns out that's not going to be, well, I mean, it's still a good thing I did what I did, but I'm going to be putting Freyja on hold again due to what happened in Macross. Me kind of wanting to build something I've been wanting to build for, like I said, 2 years. Alright, sitting here waiting for the kill stream to start, so I thought I'll shoot a simple quick video for my main channel, since this kind of goes into what I do in preparations for building something and whatnot. So what I had to do was alright, so hopefully tomorrow I'm actually going to start building Freyja, but I want to give a small little video to show exactly what I had to do prior to starting Freyja, because I own a lot of fish. And when it comes to me building these life-size papercraft models and whatnot, it takes me a few weeks. So what I like to do is I like to prep these tanks for that way, so they can just sit and do nothing for around 2 to 3 weeks, so I don't have to do any major maintenance or do really anything to them other than just feeding the fish. So that's what I got. So that's more or less what I did today. I got done moving all my baby bettas into their own tanks. Got done doing a few wire changes on a few tanks that desperately needed them, and just a few other things. I'm also currently waiting for the kill stream to start. Though the one thing that might stop me from building Freyja tomorrow is the event that's currently going to go live in the next few hours in Macross. So yeah, this is going to go live soon, so I might be caught up. With doing that event. So I also went and cleaned out the did water change in the fry tank right here. That's why the water is not exactly clear and you really can't see the fry, but they're in there. I got these guys all set up today too. They're in their new homes. These are also some of my better fry. I've been raising now for about 6 months or so. Actually no, 7 months. They're doing fine. They're in the 5.5. Since this is a grow out tank, I can keep them in this 5.5 because I'll eventually be selling these guys. So having them in this will let them properly grow out. I also did the same thing for the fry in my 5.5 out here in the living room. In this tank you can actually see the fry. And these things are about like what, 2 maybe 3 weeks old, and they're already quite big. And I've only done 2 water changes since I spawned these guys. So pretty much I can just leave this tank alone and just let the fry grow by themselves. You really can't see him, but this is the last of my 7-month-old betta fry. I currently have him in his own tank to himself. It's a 3-gallon half moon. A simple filter and heater is pretty much all these guys really need to grow out and whatnot. And since he's in a nice 3.5, he should grow relatively quick. I also went through and built more betta cup filters. That's also what I did today. So basically today was just me just getting all these tanks situated, getting the filters I need built and set up in the tanks, getting all these tanks set up in a way to where they can just basically regulate themselves for a good couple of weeks before to allow me to focus on building Freyja and whatnot. So yeah, this is one of the videos that actually do actually coincide with the Freyja build, so that's why I'm putting it onto my main channel for once. Luckily, a tank like this though can be pretty much just left alone for months on end. The only thing I really do to this tank is just generally do an occasional glass cleaning, and that's pretty much it. Though these 2 might be spawning soon, so that might be a little bit of a pain in the butt to work with, but I think these 2 should relatively be a better spawning pair than Blake and Sun were. Though tomorrow I'm definitely going to do a small gravel vac to get rid of all this. That's pretty much it for this video. Alright, I'm going to start the posing process for Freyja, and I have the kill stream on my little tablet here. Though stream.me for mobile sucks. As you can tell, this little pause thing only goes away when I do this. So if I want to read the chat, this is always in the way. Also, I get an occasional error on here with some bullshit failed to load or something like that, some BS. But other than that, stream.me is a decent platform, but they have their problems too. So with that said, I'm going to watch the kill stream and work on mid-May.